Yo, what's going on, guys? GZTV back with another video, and in this video we are going to be talking about the 1998 film in the Child's Play series in the Chucky franchise, Bride of Chucky. Now, maybe not one of the most popular Chucky movies, but I had to watch it. Maybe I've seen it before. I don't know. I don't think I remember all the freakiness that went on in this. I mean, very interesting storyline. We're going to get through the plot. We're going to get through kind of what people think. This is a spoiler review, by the way. We're going to be revealing like what happened in the movie. So if you haven't watched this movie, go watch it. Although it's a nice short watch. I mean, it's like an hour, 25 minutes of a watch. But if you don't like the Chucky franchise, I don't think you're going to like this. I mean, they try to take a turn, but I don't know. It's not the greatest horror movie. It's fun, but it's not the greatest horror movie. So, Tiffany Valentine, a former lover and accomplice of serial killer Charles Lee Ray, bribes a police officer into giving her the dismembered parts of a children's doll, which Ray Soul inhabited, from an evidence locker room before murdering him. So she cuts him up into pieces. She's this very evil girl that's like owns a bunch of these dolls. She's kind of like creepy. She like looks into crimes and stuff like that. She's like an extreme true crime fan, it seems like. So, believing that Ray's soul still inhabits the doll, Tiffany stitches and staples Chucky back together and reenacts the voodoo ritual which had instilled Ray's soul inside the doll 10 years prior. So I guess just paying some homage to the original movies of the Child's Play series, I think. I think that the voodoo ritual was involved in the franchise. I could be wrong. I'm not a big Child's Play fan, but I think I'm right. Though her incantations appear to fail, Chucky comes alive and smothers Tiffany's goth admirer Damien to death with a pillow as Tiffany watches in excitement. She's like loving this. She never even liked this guy. This was like a ploy. This was like a show. This was all for show. You know. I never liked you, future type toxicity from Tiffany here. Tiffany presents Chucky with the ring he had left behind the night he was killed, which she believed to be an engagement ring. These two were planning to get married together. They were in love with each other. They liked doing crimes together. They were both really evil, kind of like a Bonnie and Clyde type of couple. When Chucky explains he never intended on marrying Tiffany, she locks him in a playpen and taunts him with a bride doll. So she's pretty much teasing him, pretty much like punishing him because she wanted to marry him, and he's like, no, I never wanted to. I never even planned on doing that. Chucky escapes she pretty much trolls him. Chucky escapes the playpen and murders Tiffany by electrocuting her in a bathtub. Now, you think at first this is the end of Tiffany's run in the show, and Chucky just goes on a rampage for the rest of the movie. That's kind of the direction you think it's going to go in. Not really, though. I mean, you see the title. You see it's called Bride of Chucky. He then transports her soul into the bride doll and says they must retrieve a magical amulet that was buried with his human body in order to transfer their souls into the bodies of Tiffany's neighbor, Jesse, and his girlfriend, Jade. So that's kind of like their plan here. And that's kind of what's going to go on for the rest of the movie. That's the mission. Tiffany calls Jesse and asks him to take the two dolls to Hackensack, New Jersey, where Ray's body is buried, in exchange for money. And obviously this seems very strange to Jesse. He's like, why the hell am I taking dolls to a cemetery? Two very creepy things, dolls in cemeteries. So I guess he takes it. That's not very realistic. Eager to elope with Jade, Jesse escapes the offer. Like, he wants to escape with Jade, so this is kind of his resort. This is kind of his excuse to do so. Jade's strict uncle, Police Chief Warren Kincaid, plants a bag of marijuana in Jesse's van to frame him. This whole time, he's been kind of out to get him, because he doesn't want him with his daughter. He's like one of those overprotective helicopter parents, Chucky and Tiffany rig a trap which embeds several nails into Warren's face, then hide his body within the van. Like the same van they're riding in, there's like her dead uncle in there, Jade's dead uncle, so it's kind of creepy, like the whole time. Like, are they going to find it? Are they going to discover what these dolls have done? When are they going to find out who did this? So now, I mean, the dolls in a sense are kind of framing Jade and Jesse for murder. Um, but that nail trap, that kill is probably the best kill of the movie. That was pretty badass. The two are pulled over by Officer Norton, who finds the marijuana in Jesse's van. So the plan goes well. I mean, obviously Warren's dead, but Jesse gets framed. After Norton returns to his patrol car to report it, Chucky stuffs his shirt into the car's gas tank and lights it on fire because he doesn't want this officer. I mean, they have common interests. He doesn't want this officer to stop their trip, so he kills him. The car explodes with Norton inside, and Jesse and Jade flee the scene. So obviously, this does not look good on their part. And I mean, as an audience, you kind of know that these two didn't do this, but it does not look good when you're driving fast as hell away from a van with an officer car right behind you that just exploded. They both begin to suspect that one of them might have caused the incident and begin to distrust each other. So, you know, the dolls are kind of like turning these two against each other, and like before, like they're planning on getting married, and before even getting married, they're already starting to have these trust issues, these disputes, all these type of things. Despite their issues, Jesse and Jade get married, which is really weird and toxic. Like, they have these allegations against each other, these accusations, and I mean, they still marry each other, which is very strange. While at a hotel, another couple steals Jesse's money, and like that Tiffany paid him. So again, these dolls aren't wanting anyone to get in their way. So yeah, the couple steals Jesse's money. As the couple have sex in the room, Tiffany murders them by causing them to be impaled by a glass shard. She throws something at this mirror ceiling, which I've never seen this before. There's a ceiling in this room and has mirrors on it, a mirror on it, and break up the glass shards and the glass falls down and stabs them to death. I mean, is that realistic? Not really. I mean, is someone gonna die from getting impaled by glass shards falling off from the ceiling? I don't think that is enough force to kill anyone. I'm not sure. Maybe not. Maybe so. I don't know. Seeing this, Chucky proposes to Tiffany and the two have sex. This is kind of disturbing. I mean, it's two dolls having sex in a movie. This is where the movie gets weird. I mean, this movie's very fucking weird. You know, the kinky shit that Tiffany pulls in the beginning with the goth dude laying in her bed strapped to the bedpost. I mean, it's a weird movie, of course. And you gotta be kind of a kinky dude I mean, it's got rock music. It's kind of got that punk aspect to it. The following morning, Jesse and Jade flee with their friend David, who comes to the hotel after they both called him separately the previous night, worried the other might be the killer. It's oh, Jade might be the killer. And then Jade's oh, Jesse might be the killer. So he confronts them. He's okay, who did this? David informs Jesse and Jade that they are the prime suspects for the deaths, but says he believes them to both be innocent. Why would you two murder anyone? He doesn't believe that for a second. As he shouldn't.